Welcome to my daily review. Today is Wednesday, September 10th. You're looking at a daily chart of the Nasdaq, which advanced a mere 6.5 points today, or 0.03%, close at 21,886. If you just take a look at this index here, you could say that it's just starting to break out of a little consolidation, maybe 4 weeks or so of consolidation and just starting to break above that old high of 21,803. Today, it hit over 22,000. And as soon as it hit that milestone, it just repelled 22,000 exactly. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart here. You can see as soon as it hit, early in the morning, hit 22,000, whoop, sellers come in. And that's normal. Whenever an index makes a new high, usually, there's some profit taking and it pulls back, especially when it's a milestone like a 22,000, that large round number of 22,000. So yeah, it pulled back a little bit today, but I suspect it'll be back and take out that 22,000 before too long. I want to see how it closed here. It's 3.4% above its 50, a simple moving average, and 1.6% above its 21. So just melting up, grinding higher, just in a real strong uptrend. We saw a rotation today into a group that's been loved for a long time, the AI group. And I guess I'm just going to start right here with Oracle, since we had the tailwinds, right, from the index a little bit until it hit 22,000. But Oracle had a report last night that they missed on the top and bottom line, but their guidance going forward is what got the street excited. And it was up 30 or 36% today. And this is, kind of I don't want to be too negative here. It's great, right? Oracle's just kicking butt and but Larry Ellison, gosh, how shall I say this? Let's just say the street rewarded their Oracle's numbers, put it that way, regardless of what you think of the numbers. Yeah, yeah, the street rewarded it. So undercut the 50 and bounce and had a great day. So congrats to the longs at Oracle. If you weren't long at Oracle, I mean, there was plenty of pin action that Oracle provided here today, which is what I liked. You look at and see some of the auxiliary plays from the Oracle print last night. NVIDIA up nearly 4% here, undercut the 50 and now has rallied back above all of its moving averages. And you can see the green line here, the 5 has curled back up and it looks to take out the 50. So that's bullish for NVIDIA, AMD also, undercut the 50. Tried to rally back through here today, but got kind of caught up a little bit. I thought it was really going to ramp hard. It made it up to 164.53 and then pulled back, as you can see, into the close. AVGO, Broadcom, and had a nice move. This is the move last week after its earnings. It pulled back Monday, Tuesday, and almost to the 5 EMA here on Tuesday, and today popped nearly 10% on the backs of the Oracle's report. I'm just going to go through some names here. Apple 11 included into the S&P 500, and they're celebrating all week. This one has made a heck of a move, and you can see the gap up now 15, almost 16% on the week out of that base there. So that one's super extended, but a very strong stock and well deserved into the S&P 500 Monday the 22nd. This is Palantir. Talked about this one here, just playing teeter-totter with the 50. It closed below it last week. So I took it off my leading stock list, but I still like it. Just consolidating here along the 50 though. And now, broke out the last couple of sessions. I don't know what it's up this week. Yeah, and almost 9%. So a nice move for Palantir. Excuse me for toggling back and forth. I just have to show that this, familiar pattern here of the, these little flag patterns paying off here. We're seeing a lot of that. All right. Palantir had a very nice day, but some of the other, auxiliary plays or the pin action that we're seeing here is IREN. This is a data center play once again, had the the flag type pattern here. It's had a couple of them. So, it's a very strong name here. Whoop, ran up, formed a little flag, then ran up again. And I guess like 1 week it pulled back, and now this week it's up by 28%. So a very nice week. Just pulled back to the five here. Got a little bit ahead of itself, pulled back to the five, and bam, had a nice week this week. So that was one that I believe I put on the ready list this week. That's a little extended now. It's hard to chase it. But I would say TerraWolf is still kind of attractive to me here. It is 6.9% above the five. So maybe if it could just hang around there for a couple of days around that 1071 level, maybe pull back a little bit, go sideways, let this five catch up, and then bam, make a new high. And I think it will. TerraWolf looks good. All right, what else we have? Oh, CIFR, another one that Google made a deal with the Wolf, and gosh, and I forget what was the other deal earlier this week. Oh yeah, Microsoft and NBIS, and I'm going to get to NBIS in a minute. But there's thought process that some of these others like IREN and CIFR mining are going to get their deal too. And so this is a lot of speculation here with this one, but man, ran up, pulled back to its five, and this one's taken off too. See what that looks like on the weekly. Yeah, man. So these are strong, real strong names. Good pin action today. Not much better than CoreWeave though. CoreWeave had a heck of a day, up 17%, gapped up to its 50, and we'll see what happens here. See if it could power through its 50 simple moving average, which was 116.73 today. It closed a tick above it. Keeping my eyes on CoreWeave because it made a bottom here and then retested that bottom around the 85 level. So the bottom's in. We're just going to see how much power if it can build like something like a right side of a base and have like a double bottom type of base before it starts taking off, building the right side of the base. That's what I'm looking for with CoreWeave. I did mention, oh, I'm just going to go through a bunch of them. ALAB, this one's been on our ready list this week, and I can't chase it up here. I like the stock a lot. Obviously, I'm not the only one. Once again, this one got these flag patterns all over the place. Ran up here 100%, went sideways for a while, and ran up and was looking at that one. Was at the 180 level and then take off this week, nearly 20 something percent. I think the buy point I had on this one was 188 something. Anyway, ALAB super strong. Reddit, another one I had on the Reddit list, and it pulled back to 230, I think, on Monday. And I said, well, if you like it at 240, you should kind of love it at 230. Yesterday it had an inside day. It was a low on Monday. 229, had an inside day yesterday and popped nearly 8% today. Wow, it's hit 260. Oh my goodness, 261. Huh. So, man, so the standard would be 253, but man, this thing's getting extended as well. So, if you got it, congrats. If you didn't, I wouldn't be chasing it up there. Credo, gosh, this thing's super strong. Once again, the thing that these last few stocks that I posted here, ALAB, Reddit, Credo, they have fantastic earnings. I mean, these guys are killing it, triple digit. You can see the sales growth accelerating quarter after quarter. You can see the earnings, can't get much better than this here, triple digit every quarter. So, Wall Street likes growth, and Credo's given Wall Street the growth. So, very nice move today, up 10%. ANET, ANET, networking play. This one popped out of that 141 area, this little kind of a box type pattern. So, nice move here for ANET, man, making a new high and up, wow, 6%. So, a lot of these names I got. Some pen action from the Oracle report. Sienna, they reported earnings last week, had a nice response to earnings, and now follows through. As you can see, the five caught up yesterday. 23% move on Thursday, a little inside day on Friday. We come in Monday, and here we go, like every day this week. There's buyers for Sienna. That's another telecom fiber optic stock. MU, this is one of the hardware plays. And these ones have just been all on fire. Micron up 3% today. Pure Storage, they ramped with earnings, and now, does this look familiar here? What Pure Storage is doing? I don't know what it looks like on a weekly chart, but that looks darn bullish to me. Yeah, it's not going to back down like Tom Petty. This stock just wants higher prices. So Pure Storage, Immu, Seagate Technology, yeah, just surfing the fire like Kelly Slater, Western Digital. A lot of these are just, yeah, these things are on fire. Super strong names. The Glowworm, Corning. Look at this thing. Jeez. Look at the big blue walls of volume here for Corning, just surfing the five like Kelly Slater. So this is what you get in a super strong bull market. Very hard to buy these things. They're only pulling back 1 day or 2 days, and then boom. This is LITE, Lumentum Holdings. I remember when I went to California, they're right across the street from Supermicro. Yeah, they're about 100 here. This is the day back in here. So it's about 197, and now it's 164. There was a sign. Now they have a really nice sign. So that was a nice sign. So yeah, I didn't buy the stock though on the sign. So anyway, I'm gonna get there's a lot of names there that I got to. I just went through them really quick, and they're super strong. So I'm gonna get to something that everybody loves. The gold stocks. I can't help it. I mean, these things are just, they're not going up like, ALAB and Reddit and CoreWeave and Credo, but these things are just steady Eddie grinding higher. I mentioned this morning in my newsletter, the gold was up again today, more than 0.5%. It's just going up every day. And obviously there's anticipated of a rate cut next week, and the dollar's weak and everything, but I don't want to get into the particulars. This is just a super strong stock. If you just hit the ticker symbol, you'd say, wow, that if that was a software name, you'd want to own it. But since it's gold, it's like, I don't know. DRD, another gold name. This thing looking like one of these ALAB and Reddit names, right? Just going berserk. Credo. Broadcom, yeah, they're all doing well. AGI, this is the one that I did buy, and it's okay. It's just surfing the five. I'm easy hold, and it's going the right direction. So I'm not going to complain. KGC, another one, strong name, surfing the five like Kelly Slater. HMY. Now this one's interesting. Because earlier in the year, this is the big winner early in the year, like from January to April, and then we got into this consolidation phase, and you could see it's been basing for quite some time now. It undercut the 50, traded down to the 200, now it's rallied back through. I don't know, around 1550 is it's an intriguing stock to me. I don't think it's a laggard. I think it's just consolidating in a base. And, if you don't want to chase one of those other ones, this is more appealing to me, trading a little tight within a base here. So, SSRM, this one's gone ballistic too, just surfing the five to higher prices. And so you don't have to hold it when a stock is trading above the five and just consistently, you don't have to hold it very long because that five is going up very quickly. You don't have to hold it long to make money, I should say. And then NEM, this is Newmont, you know, just yeah, surfing the five. This is a pretty, 86 billion market cap stock. This is not a small company, and this thing's just going north, due north. So those are Tom Petty stocks. They just will not back down. All right, another group that I was really intrigued with today. I'm going to start off with TLN, kind of the leader of this group. Had this little pullback there. It hit 394 and then pull back. This is like a Darvis box type of play here. So anything above 394, it's go time, and it went above 394 today. So yeah, I didn't have it on my ready list, but that is definitely a buy there. Now I don't think you're let's see what we got here. Yeah, 3% above the five. You're not really chasing there. Maybe it opens up lower tomorrow to give you a chance to get in. That's one that I like. GEV. And here's where I say you don't have to chase, because if you like this stock and you want to own it, and it ramped on this day, probably earnings day, and it's going 630. 650, 650, 677. Like, I gotta own this thing. And then you buy it, and a couple weeks later, it's down to 605. And earlier, last week, it was down to what, 565, 580. And now it undercut the 50 and rallied back above. So to me, I would say today is a buy point, a buy area, an actionable moment here as it breaks above this downtrend line here. So I like GEV. Will I put it on my ready list? Maybe, maybe. I mean, it's a little extended here from the five, so 649, right around in there. Yeah, that would be an area that I would like to put it on, or 647. Yeah, I do like this one. Undercut the 50. I took it off the leading stock list, but it's going right back on. I like GEV a lot. CEG, another one of these alternative energy plays, broke above this downtrend line here today. If I could draw a line, that'd be perfect. When in doubt, draw a line. You want to own a stock? Oh yeah, I could find a reason to own this stock. It broke above its downtrend line and closed right about its 50, right? Yeah, just a tick below the 50. So yeah, another one that I like above the 50. Gosh. Yeah, these are looking much better. What a difference, a couple days makes here. LEU, this one traded below its 50, rallied back up to it, now popped the last couple of sessions. That one looks good. And some of these other, data center build out names, VST, another one that broke above this downtrending line here. And if it touches in three spots, that's a legitimate line. So that's like four. Broke out 8% today. Very nice. VRT, another data center play. Power company, and there you go. This one touched about four times here on the downtrend line and broke above the 50 today. So for me, this is a buy, 136. The only problem is a little extended from the five, right? 8% above the five. So yeah, let them go sideways for a couple days if they will. Bloom Energy, this one's taken over the leadership from this alternative energy group. And they take turns, right? They take turns from time to time. This one was up 14% after breaking out of this space. This one's just been surfing its five, and it closed 10% above its five today. And that's it for that group. All right, the one group that I really want to get to, because it's been a long time coming, is the biotech group. And I'm not going to go through a bunch of names today. I've done that every day for the last couple of weeks. There's a lot of them that are doing really well. But I want to talk about Travere Therapeutics. They got good news from the FDA today, and that the FDA sent a letter saying they no longer need any more documentation for their approval of their kidney drug. So this one took off, 26% today, and you can see it had this double bottom base, failed, could not break out, failed, formed another base here. This is a cup with handle base, and kind of pulled back, a little shakeout right here to the 21. You can see this little shakeout, down to the 21, hugged the 21 for a while, went up a couple of days last week, then pulled back because obviously anticipating good news from the FDA. Finally got the good news, and now today it popped. Yeah, and with 671% above average daily volume. So this is kind of like, it's not an earnings gap, it's a approval gap. There's all sorts of different types of, gaps. The contract, like I mentioned with WULF, an FDA approval will do it, and of course the earnings gaps. But this is one that I really like here because it's a small cap. It's $2.4 billion market cap. It had this double bottom base and then made a base on base pattern, and now last week was up 23%. This week followed up 26%. You could see the sales growth is coming, 50% sales growth. The earnings, it's going from a money losing company to a profitable company. And that's usually in the first couple of years when these companies usually do their best. The stock performs well. Anyway, this is from San Diego, California. Had a lot of success with biotech from San Diego, so I'm kind of partial to this one, but just wanted to point it out here. Beautiful earnings gap, massive volume. That's power through the pivot there. So congrats to the longs from Travere Therapeutics. TVTX is the ticker symbol, and their kidney drug will be on the market soon. All right, AMLX. This is a blast from the past. Um, just saw this one on the 52-week high list. This one really has been struggling, and finally, right, this little base here, and now moving higher. It's got a lot of overhead supply here. If you think people hold on to that stock for that long, and they do, but a nice move today of 13% for AMLX, and then the last one, ROIV. Just going to go through three here. Once again, nice power through the pivot here on this breakout. Up, nearly 7% here. It had a 3 weeks tight here a couple weeks ago. Last week made a little bit of a move here, 8%, and now following through this week. ROIV, Roivant Sciences. All right, moving on, moving right along to just some names that I really like in the construction, building maintenance, HVAC. This is IESC Holdings, and man. I really should have had this one on my ready list, but I didn't. But it's got all the characteristics that I like. It's shown the ability to really move in the past. It's been one of the stronger stocks in one of the stronger groups, and 146 to 370. You can see the group's really strong. So it's a leading stock. And what did it do? Well, it saw some sellers, made a little double bottom here, came back up, pulled back to its moving average, trading tight within the base. Gosh, I love that pattern here, and then it popped today. Let's just take a look at this. Yeah, just breaking out of that base, consolidated for 7 weeks. So congrats to the longs there. I put IBP on the ready list last week. It's in the same group, building maintenance, but it's still, as you can see, it needs work, right? It needs time. A lot of us don't have time. This one's got the kind of the flag pattern too, off the lows, making a little flag here. You got a salute. And that one looks good too, but it's down 3% this week. So we only like stocks going up. Fix, the HVAC company. Yeah, nice. That one looks familiar, right? How many weeks tight was this in here? Only three here. It looks like another three here, but once again, the move higher, the 3 weeks tight, flag pattern, then again a move higher, flagging and busting out of that with a 7% move this week. MOD is another one in this group. One very similar, right? With this little flag pattern now breaking out today. Man, these things look good. STRL Sterling. This has been incubating for a little bit, sleeping, if you will, pulled back to its moving averages. But yeah, it looks pretty good here. Once again, just, the little flag pattern and then the move higher. I like it above 300. Road, another one in this group, looks good. Yeah. And Power. Quanta Services, another one. Yeah, that one just setting up in the base. I'm not going to take my eye on this one, off of this one. It rallied back above its 50 today. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for watching at AMCStockCharts.com. We never give up. In honor of the great Steve Jobs, we have one more thing, and that is Oxford reported. This is the Tommy Bahama, Johnny Was. They have a lot of different brands, up over 15% after hours. I did not see the report, but I trusted it's, better than expected, right? And the last thing I wanted to talk about was NBIS, because they had a big move yesterday on the deal with Microsoft, and then today came out and offered a $3 billion offering, 2 billion. I don't know, is it kind of a split offering? But a massive offering nonetheless. So what I want to watch for is how does this stock handle the offering in the next few days? You can see the gap higher. Today, the gap lower, and then there's some buyers came in and it just sold off the rest of the day. It's going to take some time to absorb, a $3 billion offering. The company now is worth 22 billion after a 50% move. It went from like 13 to 22. So it's had a good week overall. It did pull back a little bit today, up 42% this week. There you can see once again the same type of pattern, this flag and pole, or I should say pole and a flag pattern, very common, very similar. But watch this one the next couple of days and the next week and see how it absorbs the secondary offering because it's a big offering. Um, and when you look for something like this, it gives you an information about how the demand is for the stock, right? Because a lot of stocks, I tell you, with that size of a offering, it would have come straight down. But this one held up pretty well for the first day. Give it a couple of days. And anyway, last thing, Rubrik reported last night just got slaughtered today. I thought it was a pretty decent report, but you don't want to argue with Wall Street. Still at the bottom end of this base here, man, 18% haircut. So it just tells you that Wall Street doesn't want to deal with stocks that aren't making money, I guess. It had broken above its downtrend line, a little fake pump before earnings, and then bam, here come the sellers. So and another stock that I'm still going to continue to monitor. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.